Hello everyone, today's Tuesday, July 18, 2017. I want to make this video to talk about this amazing dragon fruits plants. I think they're also known as Pitaya in South America. Well, dragon fruits plant are in a family of cacti. They actually come from the South American, more tropical region. So they are cactus by nature. They able to handle drought conditions, but they also like some moisture. So about 6 months ago, when I transplanted all this here, they were literally everywhere around the property, and they were dying without any care. But dragon fruits are very resilient. They're very tough plants. They will survive even without water. But if you start nurturing them and give them some TLC, they will definitely grow nicely. As you can see, all this here are new growth, all that are new growth. You can tell here, look at this guy. So eventually I need to build some kind of trellis, like my old house. I need to build a trellis for this dragon fruit to climb. If I don't, they will eventually wiggle their way in like a snake and find some kind of trellis, wall, tree, whatever. They will climb up. Now dragon fruit are pretty good climber, believe it or not, even though they don't have flexible stem light vine, but they are very, very, very good climber because they also have this finger-like roots, if you want to call them, or tendril, and this here will go longer and they will attach themselves to the wall, straight up to the wall like a Spider-Man. They are extremely good climber, believe it or not. And this guy has already found its way to the wall, you can see here. And eventually, this part here, you can see here, right there. Let me move that right there. That will actually grab onto the wall and they will pull themselves up, against the wall. That's how amazing they are. They can grow very large if the condition is right. They can take over the entire tree. I don't know if you guys see one of the YouTube video online that actually show a dragon fruit actually climb up a palm tree or something, take over a palm tree or something like that. So dragon fruits are amazing plant. Obviously you don't want to grow them that big because how are you going to harvest the fruit? You want to grow them maybe 6 feet up, and let them spread out, and that's how you can harvest the fruit. You can prune them so they yield better fruits, quality fruits. Now I do not know what varieties are this. I don't know if they're white, flesh, pink, orange, yellow, or red. I do not know. I just transplant them here, and voila, and they start growing. And eventually I will need to build a trellis for them to climb over. So I want to show you one more thing before we cut off this video. So I have a viewer that asked me about how long will dragon fruit produce a new stem, how long will it take roots, stuff like that. It depends, it all depends. But dragon fruit, again, they will not die. Even if you leave them out, they will grow no matter what. So here I didn't have enough room, so I transplanted them into a 1-gallon container. You can see here, and this two right here, you can see. And now as you can see, all this are new growth. You can tell they're light green, they're nice and fresh, they're very sort of soft compared to the bottom part here that is kind of like stiff. So the new part is a little bit, you can tell it's very fleshy, succulent. They have a lot of moisture. And here on the bottom part here, the mature part, the trunk I would classify as like a trunk. They're very hard. Now I want to show you something very interesting, and here it is. Now this one here, I intentionally leave them outside like this to show you guys. Now this, hold on, let me move this guy out of the way. So this one here, I left it outside. I didn't have time to plant them, so I left them outside, bare roots exposed to the elements, and believe it or not, it's not dying at all. It's actually growing. How can you tell? Look at this. Let me move this real quick. Oh, and look at that. Can you see that? It's actually growing and actually producing a tendril-like roots like to grab onto the wall. This is how amazing these dragon fruits plants are. They're almost like they know the way around, so they just kind of stumble like a blind man, like a blind person would, and they were able to feel the wall, and eventually they will climb up this wall. What makes this one so amazing is that I didn't even plant this. Look, it's completely on top of the soil. And look at the roots. The root will actually dig into the soil and take roots and start growing. But it also have all this exposed root on the outside. And you would think that this guy would be finished. That's far from the truth. It's actually growing. And look at this. I can pick this up and look at that. And it actually is starting to dig itself. Oh, see, it's falling out. So here it goes. All right. So it actually dig its roots into the soil a little bit. So eventually I will find a place and I will plant it into the ground and allow it to grow. But again, in the meantime, it is doing just fine. Even though in 100+ degree temperature. Even though this part has low shade, so that's helped a little bit. All right, so anyway, be patient with the dragon fruit plant. It will take them some time to produce new growth. Once they start growing and once they develop the roots and they start growing new shoots, that's how you know that the roots are already developed and they're starting to grow, and then that's when you know you can transplant it into the ground. So initially, if you trying to propagate a stem like this, bare, without root stem like this, and how do you know when it's actually producing roots? Well, once the new growth comes out, tiny little bit, and that's when you know that the roots are forming on the bottom. And here, if I pick this up, eventually the roots will actually go through the pot and right into the soil. All right. And finally, one more thing I should mention is that dragon fruit do not need a lot of space in terms of soil space. The roots are actually very compact. Unlike other tree, dragon fruit actually don't take much room at all. The roots are the root balls are very structural, very compact and small. That's why people grow them 3 or 4 of them in the same space within 1 square foot. But if you have enough room, I would grow them at least 2 feet apart. That gives them some more room to grow, to develop, and to allow the roots to spread out a little bit. Alrighty, well, that's it for this video on dragon fruit, Pitaya, and I hope I answered some of the questions. But be patient and they will eventually grow. As long as the stem remain green and not brown, not completely wrinkle and shrivel, it will grow. It will definitely grow. Well, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel, and happy gardening.